This is all about American greed and ill-gotten gains.
Millions in taxpayer dollars used to fund the only school in the country to use electrical shocks on students. The FDA is again moving to ban that practice at the Judge Rotenberg Center.
So tonight, 5 investigates Mike Beaudet is following the money to see where it's coming from and how it's being used to fend off critics for decades.
New York State dollars going to a place that intentionally shocks people.
A rally in Albany, New York this month against the JRC, the Judge Rotenberg Center, located 175 miles away in Canton, Massachusetts.
No one should be subjected to this treatment.
They're supporting a bill to stop sending New York residents and the state's money, $150 million since 2014, to the JRC.
This is all about American greed and ill-gotten gains.
The bill is the brainchild of Cheryl McCollins, and it's named after her son, Andre. Video of him being restrained and shocked for hours was released in 2012 as part of a lawsuit filed by his mother.
Okay, no.
Helping revitalize opposition to the controversial use of this form of what's known as aversive therapy. No matter where opponents have tried to stop it, state houses, Washington, or the courts, the JRC has prevailed. But the successes are not cheap. Records show that in the past 5 years, the school has spent at least $15 million on legal services, nearly $700,000 on lobbying, and more than $1 million on public relations. And taxpayers are largely footing the bill. Along with New York's money, Massachusetts has paid the JRC more than $170 million in the past 10 years.
These children were treated at the most respected institutions in the country, one after another, and they received every kind of drug, all without success.
That's an attorney for parents of JRC students defending the shocks at the end of a trial in 2016 started by the state of Massachusetts to try and end their use. The JRC prevailed yet again.
Can you get good results without using something like shocks?
Absolutely. We've been doing that since 1988.
Dr. Christopher White is one of the many professionals treating people with intellectual and developmental disabilities who have supported attempts to end the use of aversives.
As recently as the 1930s, where people were having lobotomies done, or forced castration on people, institutionalization of folks, all of those were interventions that worked.
White is CEO of Road to Responsibility, which he says has treated people with some of the most challenging behaviors in the state.
What's up, Mike?
Mike Moniz was one of those challenging cases when he became a client in the 1990s.
Oh, you went in it for me.
Brian Battles was one of his caretakers then and is now his legal guardian.
A lot of head banging, trying to really hurt his head. The screaming, it was like he was almost possessed.
Staff at Road to Responsibility soon realized Mike was acting out partly because he had dental pain. They fixed that. The rest took time.
And we provided him with positive reinforcement for times when he sought out staff seeking help and for not injuring himself.
Back in Albany, supporters are asking New York lawmakers to pass Andre's Law. A lobbyist for the JRC was also there with this message, saying the legislature shouldn't make decisions that are best left to licensed professionals.
I mean, the goal of this legislation is to make sure that we do not continue to fund torture.
New York State Senator Jabari Brisport sponsored the bill after hearing from Cheryl, who's still speaking out after Andre's ordeal 22 years ago.
They just care about the money that they receive, and they receive a lot.
The Judge Rotenberg Center declined our request for an interview, but in a statement tells us the parents and guardians of clients at the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center will remain vigilant to ensure that this treatment remains available to those for whom all other treatment options have been tried and failed. New York has stopped allowing the JRC to shock new clients from that state. Governor Healey's office tells us she does not support the use of aversive therapy, and she's exploring other avenues for ending the practice.